Tisch, Tisch, Wasser, Wasser, Tisch, Tisch, Wasser, Wasser, Tisch, Tisch, Wasser, Wasser, Tisch, Tisch, Wasser.
The body lies less than 1 foot from the old city limit. A boy, not even 16 years old. A kid. A kid left for the crows. Looking at the scene, one thought goes through Batman's head. He will catch someone for this. He will punish the one who did it, and stop it from happening again. Jim Gordon arrives and asks Batman what happened. The boy's name was Peter Duggio, and he has been shot 4 times before being dumped here. But what's interesting is that the shots didn't kill him. He died from a fall, from several thousand feet in the air. This is surprising, as the area is outside of any normal flight plans, and nobody should have been flying over this region. Batman begins to pursue some leads. In the past few months, since the defeat of the so-called Riddler, more and more villains have risen. Crime is at a peak, and each foe has a personal vendetta with the city. Batman knows of one villain with connection to the boy's home, Oswald Cobblepot. He's been making an empire of his own, and has been doing quite well for himself, making deals not with the Falcones or the Maronis, but younger street gangs. Batman invades the Penguin's home and defeats Oswald's goons, only for the villain to unleash a lightning umbrella. But the Dark Knight has been upgrading, and his suit is well grounded. He captures the villain and asks about the boy. Though Cobblepot denies knowing the kid, Batman is easily able to reveal the truth through some unusual interrogation techniques. The story begins at a warehouse containing freezing coils, as Oswald plans on freezing a good quarter-mile of the Gotham River. The boy introduced himself to Cobblepot and had a business proposal. Peter amused Oswald, so he heard the kid out. Duggio was running a bodega until his father was critically injured during the 0 year, and the bank foreclosed on the shop. Now vacant, the store has been taken by a gang called the 4 Fives, who have been fighting with Oswald's group. Peter offers to let Cobblepot sell illegal goods through the bodega if they keep the 4 Fives out, and let Duggio otherwise run the shop in peace. But last Oswald saw, Peter was alive and well. Batman goes to find the bodega and discovers it has been torched. He scares off some kids hanging out nearby, and goes to investigate. He knows that Penguin took the store and gave it to the 4 Fives as a peace offering, leaving Peter betrayed and at the rival gang's mercy. Inside the store, Batman finds himself surrounded by members of the 4 Fives. Their leader, a man named Tano, calls his men off and asks just who the Dark Knight thinks he is. Batman only replies with a name, Peter Duggio. He says that Tano must have torched this place and dumped Peter's bodies along one of the Penguin's shipping routes to prove a point. But the gang leader laughs and says that is stupid, as why the hell would he need or even have access to a helicopter? Tano explains how Duggio was acting unusual when they got control of the store again, and violently attacked one of his men. But Peter was the one who accidentally started the fire. The kid ran off after that incident. At this point, Batman gets a call from Jim Gordon. The bullets found in Peter were actually from a police officer named Ned Powler. His police records suggest he has a colored past, so Batman confronts the man about the boy. The cop found the kid clearly under the influence of something, but wound up just shooting him and taking off. He came back later assuming Peter was dead, only to find the boy gone, and nothing but a large puddle of blood. Batman then hacks into what little security surveillance is available in the area to track Duggio down to a hospital, where his father is being cared for. There, he meets Peter's cousin, who explains that after the Penguin's betrayal, he told Peter to go to the man with all the money, Bruce Wayne. But the boy wasn't able to get in contact with the billionaire, and with that, he was out of options. Peter decided to stand up for himself, just like Batman. Dougio's cousin then explains how there is a place hidden within Gotham. It was once called Blossom Row, but since 0 Year, it has been abandoned. The alley has become wild and overgrown. It has turned into a refuge for those who have had it with the world as it is. A special place, a garden, where new things can be grown. A man waits at the end of this alley, a man who has something special, just for you. The autopsy of Peter is sent to Batman by Jim. The boy had a strange substance in his blood, culled from the work of Dr. Kirk Langstrom, bonded with steroidal venom and other components. This was a back alley mixture, sophisticated and raw, all at once. It gave him speed and strength, but with catastrophic damage to his body and potential mutagenic side effects. And just like that, Batman has enough information that he begins to piece together what happened to the boy. After he was shot, a mutation was triggered in Peter. All he wanted to do in that moment was run and fly away. So the boy flew. Well, at least until the drug wore off. This whole time, Batman thought there was somebody to catch. Tano, Cobblepot, Ned Howler, Bruce Wayne, and even the whole city. But none of them mattered. The one Batman should have caught was Peter Dougio, before he fell. He'll do it next time. He will catch someone. Batman finds the kids he scared off earlier. They run, but the Dark Knight stops them. He wants to talk. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of Batman number 44. Yeah, so that was surprising, but man, this was an awesome comic. Written by both Dan Snyder and Brian Azzarello, and with art by Jock, this was an unexpected treat. Everything about this comic is phenomenal. The art, cover to cover, was amazing, and this Jock fellow, who I've had read a few of his comics he's drawn before, deserves a lot of praise for his work here. I mean, just look at this. This is amazing artwork and really sets the mood and pace of this story wonderfully. And the writing is great too. I love how Batman operates as a detective here. This mystery isn't solved linearly, and Batman sort of pieces it together through various channels of evidence. We find out about what happened out of order and have to kind of figure it out ourselves as well. It was a lot of fun following his process, and it was a great story overall, with a strong emotional arc and some weighty themes explored in a relatively short amount of time. And the comic itself holds up really well on its own. You don't need to know much about what's going on in modern Batman to enjoy this story. It's an excellent Batman tale, and the kind of thing you should give to a casual reader or somebody who's never even touched a comic book to show them the power of a good comic. I recommend you do so if you have the chance, and you should definitely check this one out for yourself. There's only one problem. This comic confused the hell out of me. Not for the story, which was quite logical and straightforward, but for its place in the ongoing Batman comic. It's so weird how much we've diverted from the new Batman at a time when it's immensely important to be focused on establishing this new role for Jim Gordon. Instead, we get hints that Mr. Bloom has been operating a lot longer than we thought, with an ever-increasing amount of evidence that DC apparently can't go 5 minutes without Bruce Wayne being Batman. Now, it makes a big difference that this comic happens to be very good, and it stands out as one of the better in a run by Scott Snyder that on the whole I've been enjoying since Endgame, more or less. So yeah, it's confusing in terms of its relative role in the ongoing story, but yeah, who cares? It was awesome, and I'd be happy for more comics like this. I'd enjoyed it very much and wish that we got more clever stuff like this with the new Batman. Mr. Bloom is also becoming more and more of a cool new villain with a pretty interesting past and looks less and less like a ripoff of the Slender Man. I approve of this as well on both counts, and it is piquing my interest of what comes next in issue 45. Let me know what you guys think will happen, because honestly, at this point I really have no idea where this story is going. So please feel free to share your predictions in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.